Shalom uvracha, everyone. This week's Torah portion is Parashat Toldot. It's a very deep parsha. We're introduced to the story of Isaac and Rebekah, where Isaac and Rivka are praying for children. They were praying over 20 years. The word that the Torah uses to describe Isaac's prayers is veyetar. Veyetar is not a usual word. Usually it's litpalel. Why veyetar? Veyetar, it says it's ribui tfulot, abundance of prayers. Yitzchak was praying a lot to Hashem. He didn't give up. So this teaches us we might not be answered right away in our prayers, but we shouldn't give up. We should keep praying. Not only was it abundance in terms of quantity, it was also the quality. The Zohar says Vayetar is like kind of a Vayechtar. He dug a path to Hashem. He was praying and praying to Hashem more and more. He didn't give up, and his quality of prayers got higher and higher, that he literally was digging like a new channel to Hashem. And from this, our avot, we know our forefathers, we are strengthened. From Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, and our mothers, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, and Leah. We all get different strengths from them that we all have. Every single Jew has this as an inheritance. So from Yitzchak, we get this prayer to pray from these difficult situations and to actually reach higher levels. Just like Yitzchak, one of his main occupations was digging wells of water, finding water, living, healthy water deep in the earth. So too, we're sometimes in a challenging situation. The challenge and the test is not for Hashem to know, it's for us to reveal the greatness inside of us. Because when we pass a test, we see inside of us the deeper powers and abilities we have. And that's why the word in Hebrew for test is nisayon, which is kind of like the word of flag in Hebrew. Another word for flag is nes. It's a miracle and it's a sign. You lift a flag to show who you are. The test is showing us who we are. Without the test and the challenge, we wouldn't get to those higher levels. The challenge is calling out a greater level inside of us. Moving back to the story of the twins, Yaakov and Esav, we know that Rivka didn't know initially that she had twins inside of her. And she thought that she thought it was a baby, and she assumed it was kind of a split personality baby. Because every time she passed by a house of idol worship, Esav wanted to get out. And every time she passed by a place of prayer and Torah learning, Yaakov wanted to get out. The Torah uses the word Vayitrotzetzu habanim bekirba. They were running inside of her. They were wrestling inside of her. She thought it was a crazy baby until she went to Shem and Ever, and she asked them, what's going on with this baby? And they said to her, it's not just one baby. They said, Shnei goyim bebitnech. There are two nations in your stomach. And the way the Torah spells the word goyim is with two yuds. It's geim. There are two powerful ones inside of you. We are powerful, and Esav is powerful. The Torah says, yamatz. They will always be fighting kind of over each other. But really, the older one, Esav, will serve the younger one, Jacob. And this is our challenge. We know that we are challenged by these nations. We have been challenged by these nations, and they're all kind of our family in a strange way. Yaakov knew that Esav didn't want the birthright. Esav was always complaining about it. The birthright wasn't just the blessing of Isaac, it was also added responsibility. Esav didn't want this added responsibility. So already before the event, we are told that really Yaakov was realizing that Esav didn't want it, and that's why when Esav approached him, it was a day that Esav murdered for the first time. He murdered Nimrod, and he was tired and hungry because that's lifestyle of murdering and evil makes someone tired. He felt like he was going to die. The Torah literally says, Esav says, pour me down in my throat that red stuff. He was acting almost like an animal. And Yaakov said, okay, sell me your birthright because you don't want it either way. So Esav said, I'm going to die either way. What do I need the birthright? And the Torah clearly says, Vayivez Esav et haberah. He despised the birthright. And Yaakov got it. And the reason why did it need to happen in this way, kind of trickery, that Yaakov needed to kind of trick him in a way? Because just like the snake tricked Eve. He lied to her. He said, look, you see, you touched it, nothing happened, so too you'll eat it. It was a cunning way that evil stole energy from holiness, so too Yaakov needed to take that back that energy from the side of evil and bring it back to the side of holiness. And that's the story, that Yaakov needed to take the birthright back. When Isaac tells Esav, bring me the tasty food, I will bless you, Rivka overhears it. They say it was through a godly means that Rivka overheard this. Tells her son, you need to do this. Yaakov was afraid. She says, don't worry, if nothing bad will happen, and if anything bad does happen, it's on me. She also pushed. This is showing the wisdom of our mothers, just like Sarah. They knew when to push, when to even put someone in a risky situation because it was worth it. Because if Esav would have received those blessings, we never would have gotten the blessings back. It never would have come back to us. And that's why Yaakov needed to take this blessing from Esav and get blessed by Isaac. And in the end, Isaac realizes that this was the right thing. Isaac was kind of blinded by his love for Esav, and this made him realize that really Yaakov was deserving of the blessing. And this is this idea of challenges. Nothing comes easy all the time. Sometimes the greatest things are very difficult. Usually in life, great things are challenging. And Yaakov needed to come through these blessings, through challenge. And these are powerful blessings that we say every Motzei Shabbat. V'iten lecha Elohim mital hashamayim mishmanei haaretz v'rav dagan v'tirosh. May God give you from the dews of heaven and from the fat of the earth and abundant produce and good. And as long as we stay in the path of good and Torah mitzvot, we know we receive these blessings. Be'ezrat Hashem, may we get this blessing. Today is Rosh Chodesh also, so this is the head of the month. May we add in our prayers and mitzvot and go lead into Shabbat in a good way, so we just see only revealed good and blessings for us and our entire families. Much love, everyone, and Shabbat Shalom.